Alright guys, so let's move on to our controller. But hold on, before we continue, we need to insert this notation right here as service, so the Spring can understand that this class is our service. Okay, great. So let's create a new package. I'll call it controller. Let's create a new class car controller. Let's start by bringing our service right here. Okay, private final car service. Okay, dependency injection. Alright, before we continue, let's face it, we need to implement some basic validation. Okay, and from the client we only need the make, model, and type. Okay, so we need to create our DTO. Let's create a new package. DTO stands for data transfer object. Okay, let's create a new class here, car DTO. And even if you go here on our module domain class, if you click here, we have this option, create DTO, and we can check all the fields that you want. Okay, alright, so here in DTO, let's declare these fields. Make, let's have a maker, private string model, have a string type. Okay, let's add a new dependency to the validation. We can put right here, let's say dependency, it will be Spring Boot start validation. And don't forget to click here this icon so we can update or sync our POM file. Alright, let's go back our controller. This okay, let's finish the DTO. Sorry, we can put this annotation for Lombok. Basically, this is a shortcut annotation that bundles all the features, like some features like toString, getters. So with this annotation, we don't need to type or put getter, setter, string. We don't need. Okay. So let's say that we don't want this field to be blank or null. We can do the same. Alright, so this is all we have to do right here. So this will be, actually this class is our controller. So let's put here REST controller. With this annotation, Spring Boot can understand, we understand that this class stands for our controller. Let's put here the request mapping. Let's say API version 1 car, just like that. Let's start by creating our first method. Let's say for get mapping. Okay, let's get all the cars in our database. I'll be using response entity. Response entity represents the whole HTTP response. Okay, I mean body, headers, and status code. So it will be a response entity of type of list, of car, get all cars. Okay, so I will simply say car or list of cars equals to car service that find all cars, and I will return a new response entity. On the body, I will print the list of the cars, and I will set the HTTP code, just like that. Okay, Let's create another one. Get car by ID. Okay, get by ID. I will return a response entity. This time will be of object get car by ID, just like that. And we need to have access to this ID. Okay, so let's say path variable, and we can just simple type a value equals to, or we can just put the ID. Yes, it will be UID. All right. So now we can say first let's check if we actually have this ID. Okay, you can simply say optional of car got optional equals to car service find. Okay, we don't have this method. Find car by ID. I will pass the ID. Let's create right here. Find car by ID. I will return car repository find by ID. Okay. You can see that the arrow right now disappear. Just like that. I want to show you a better way of doing this. Okay. So let's type return optional. I will put your response entity of object. I will map. Okay. Let's say car new response entry, and here I will print the result of the car, and I will pass this code right here. Or else I will get a new response entry, new response entry. Let's say I can pass a message like saying car was not found, car is car the ID was not found. Okay, was not found. And yes, let's pass the right code, right status code, not found, just like that. Okay, that's I think, yeah. And let's move on to, let's say, post mapping. Okay, I will return a response entity or response entity object. Add car, add new car, and here we need to take the request body. We also need valid inputs. Okay, and I'll be using a DTO for that. DTO. Okay, that's fine. So to add a new, let's say you can just simple say maybe optional, or no, just okay, we're adding in DTO. Okay, you can see var we can just simply say, let's say var equals to new car. Okay, using DTO, so we need to copy these some properties so from here to here. Okay, to car DTO. Yes, let's say I'll be using utilities copy properties. Our source will be car TTO. Our target will be a car. Just like that. Let's say car new car equals to car service that add car, and we can return a new response entity. Response entity. Let's say the main stage we can print the new car, and we can update the status code. HTTP status create. Okay, it seems that we have an error. Let's see. Okay, new response entity. Now let's move on. We have get post. Let's do to put to update. Okay, we okay update. Let's say I will need ID to update. Okay, public. I will return response entity of object. Update. Okay, update car, and here I need I need an ID. I need to get this ID. So put is annotation path variable ID, and what else? ID, and I need also request body and value input. Okay, I'm working with TTO, car TTO. Oh, right. So here we will do the same thing. Okay, with this. Just to copy some properties. Let's say we can do better. Let's find. First we need to see that actually we have a car with this with the given ID. Okay, so we'll say optional of type car optional equals to car service find car by ID, just like that. If we can't find a car with this ID, or if this car doesn't exist, you can say optional present. So if it doesn't exist, it will fail out. Okay, we will return a new response entity. In the message I can say car ID not found, or that doesn't exist. It was not found. I'll update the code. Not found. All right. If we have something here, if we have an object, we will proceed. We have these, okay, properties, and let's say we need to update some. We need to set some values here. I'm gonna say car.set ID first. We'll say car optional, okay, because here we have all. Okay, if you pass here, that means that we have an object here, that we have a car actually. So let's first get and get the ID. Okay, car that set motor code car optional. Okay, no. Car optional. Okay, get motor code. That's it. And now we can save and say update car equals to car service that update car, and we pass the car. Okay, now we can return a new response entry. Okay, we can just print the updated value, and then let's say, all right. So my friends, our controller is ready. I'm going to see you in a very next video.